I can't believe I'm doing this. And this has just been the journey. The hardest choices in life require the strongest will. The will beats the skill. And it's been the journey for years. The will beats the skill. Every time in my life, in a post-2020 world, life has changed forever. And today, it's good to see everyone that's here. Appreciate you coming on today. And once again, in inopportune conditions, we need to perform at our finest. The events of my life, it's just microcosms. You know, I set up outside, beautiful day. I'm posting this on a Saturday, right? It is Saturday, right? It's supposed to be silent. There's not supposed to be any noise. Tons of noise like it's a weekday. Okay, so it's just in our life in the past few years, it's just been constant, non-stop distractions, constant, non-stop things for especially the men like me that were quiet. You just wanted to live in peace. Is that you? And the gates of hell literally opened in the past few years. And what was required was the strongest will. You know, people that are on this podcast and maybe you watch me on a daily basis, and you know, I'm grateful, and maybe you're finding me for the first time today. The strongest will was required in the past few years. And just like I've done things in the past, today I'm going to be doing it again. I'm grateful for everyone that's joining on for this chat today. You know, bold conversation is required at this time. Bold conversation. Not the basic stuff, not, you know, keeping up with the mainstream stuff, not the distractions. No, what we need are the deep truths to come up and be released, you know. And the path of the warrior was required. And yeah, Kiki Fi, this journey was about clearing the chatter so that you can actually hear your own thoughts. You could hear the word of God and not hearing the regurgitation of the NPCs of the world. A lot of people, they worship the TV as their Lord and Savior. Do you know this? I've seen a lot in the past years. This is going to be a very deep podcast today. And I have to film it just like, you know, it's constant distractions. My journey post 2020, I didn't have a second to catch my breath. And this might be the representation for a lot of people that are listening in. At any moment, you could have lost yourself. And if you still have your soul at this point, you never lost yourself. This was the journey of crossing a borderline of fear to embodiment. Okay, so earlier on my journey, you know, you always had a lot of fear of the unknown. You know, you wanted to not quote unquote rock the boat, but we had to go on this journey and we had to leave fear and head towards embodiment. And that's what was required to get us to where we are today. And you know, my journey, as you know, I had a couple of deep conversations yesterday with a few brothers in the gym. We're all walking the same path, but you know, the actual occurrences in our lives are different. And many of us were called to relocate. Many of us were called to stay clean. Stay alone. Stay away from the filth of the world that's hidden in Decepticons. You know, it's as great as certain things in the world are. The essence of humanity has been flipped upon itself, and that's why we are literally in an extinction event. In a world where there is a lack of morals, ethics, and values, in a world where women are competing with men and not embracing love and companionship, it's all the Babylon will consume itself, and that's what it is. In the last, I encourage anyone, if you're on this podcast, we're just starting off. I'm grateful if you hit the like button. It pushes this out. Are you watching Babylon consume itself? Babylon will consume itself. And we had to be bold. And the hardest choices in life, I had to make very difficult choices. And people like myself that were gaslit, you were probably gaslit back in 2020, 2021, when you were seeing the truth and you wanted to speak the truth, right? But in a world of censorship back then, gaslighting NPCs of society that try to shut you up, today we have to embrace the bold, the blue, open the throat chakra today and speak the truth. We have to live in a world, right? I have to live in a world. This is where I taught you the boundaries that you set with God, the boundaries you set with the universe. I have to live within a world where I must be able to speak the truth. This is not something of a monetary value. Give me $1 million in the bank. This is for your health and wellness, because if you are unable to speak your truth, you get sick. And that's why a lot of people were dealing with a lot of issues in the past few years. And to cross the borderline, it's a frequency. And the guard door, you see, your life, all of our lives, we were held at a certain place. And that it could be a job, and you will never see anything else about this world, the reality that you were supposed to experience. You will never experience it if you are rooted in that fear. And people were held into fear, jobs held over their head, fear of being alone in this world, and a lot of men and women had to make decisions. You had to make a decision for your soul, that you're not going to sell out your soul, and you're going to walk the path. And when you do this, your identity changes. This is the path of the warrior. I have a tremendous motivational speech on this channel. You should check it out. The path of the warrior. And I had to walk this path. And it didn't matter what anyone else thought about me. People will talk about you. And you know, my decision at the time, in the past, once you make one decision, then another one comes. And this is what I'm teaching, embodiment. So many people from the community, I said this is the year of embodiment, and you wanted me to teach lessons on embodiment. So when years ago, they said, you got to take this shot to keep your job. You got to take this to keep your job, to keep all the money, all this stuff. And you say, no way. And you could have friends, maybe they're interested, but they're not actually your friends. Because when you stand with strength, the people that you had in life, or they actually flip on you. So when people see me lead with strength, and many people dealt with sabotage, people that did 180s, if you embody strength and truth, people that do not, listen carefully, that do not embody strength and truth, they will go after you. If you are a person where multiple people have to gaslight one person, you are the bearer of truth. Look at how it's played out on the TV over the past few years. There was a very brave woman, I remember at this time. She was talking about, so this could help the people, a hydroxy thingy, and everyone gaslit that woman. That woman was a powerful woman. So on my journey, we're all different colors, classes, creeds. We all went through all different things in the past few years. But you say to yourself, I was faced with a decision. I saw my future salary. I saw it all. It was right in front of my very eyes. And I said to myself, I can't believe I'm doing this. But so I had to make decisions. And there's an inner, how do you tell it's coming from God? Even though all of my future was on the line, there was an internal peace. There was an inner peace that was inside of me. And, because I had that peace, that's the sign from God that you're going the right path. Even though it looks gloomy and doomy, God is giving you that peace. And that's your soul, because your soul, I've been through phases in my life where there was this stirring on the inside. And that stirring is the soul, because your soul operates the body. On yesterday's podcast, we were discussing how you're watching people lose their minds because there's a dissonance, there's a disconnect from the physical body to this reality. The soul is disconnected. So over the past few years, physically, mentally, and spiritually, people became disconnected from their actual body. And I've watched this. I've watched people not actually live their life. They're living lives because of what the programming on the TV, what people say on social media. The crossing is from fear to embodiment. This wasn't my identity in the past. It became my identity, and time after time after time, I sit with a decision. You have to make a choice. All right. You could see the birth of that statement out on the beach. I left a very powerful speech. Life is a series of choices that we make that reveal our content of character. And time after time, it doesn't stop. It does not stop. There is no finish line to this, Light Warriors. Time and time again, I had to constantly do what was required. I never bowed down. I never bowed down to systems. I never bowed down to worthless women of the world in the modern society that try to trap you with lust. It doesn't affect me. And I'm here to inspire other people to live this path. And when you do this, it becomes your embodiment. It becomes your frequency. And then only the real people could be in your life. Only your true divine feminine could be in your life. And all the crap, all the fake stuff falls off. So you lose to win. I understand that for some people, you say, oh, that sounds very strange. You lose to win. Sometimes we have to lose things, people, things, situations, And you're going to have to sit with it. You sit with it very quietly. And none of these choices that I made on my journey, other people in the world, we are in the world, we are not of the world. You, the person that's getting this message, right? You're not an NPC. You're not a non-playable character in this show of the world. This is a movie that's playing out. I talked about it yesterday on the podcast. This is Facebook meme. Did you watch any good movies lately? And the response was no. We're living through the greatest movie ever right now. It's all fake. It's all playing out. Why would you have to watch anything? You just watch reality play out. There are certain phrases. Truth is stranger than fiction. It's the greatest show on earth right now. And time after time, nobody came to save me. I had to become the superhero. Also, another motivational speech on this channel if you're new. Anastasia, thank you so much for the super chat. I'm so grateful for the support. Lost it all, but kept going. Thank you for sharing that, Anastasia. We all go through this. We lose it all. What are we losing? Our identity, which is our internal frequency. And that means all of the things that are associated with that, it can't go with you. So we have to lose it all. Could even be the job that you have, because that doesn't serve your soul. Okay? And Shayna the Christ, thank you so much for the super chat before we went live. I'm absolutely grateful for that, Shayna the Christ. We had to be the embodiment of. In your life, you have to think about the embodiment of. I had to be the embodiment of truth, of the superhero when the entire world. So I just was talking with someone and I told him, I said, would you say, he says, I don't understand. All at once, he goes to me, all at once, these girls flipped on me, this thing happened. And so I said to him, I pulled him aside, I'm talking to him in the gym, and I say, would you say, right, the reality came alive? And he said, yes, it was like the reality came alive. I said, brother, you left one timeline, you left a fake world, and then all of the characters of that world, so I'm getting very deep here right now, all the characters of that world fall off your timeline. Now you're on a new timeline. You might have had a prestigious job, but there was a requirement. There was a requirement maybe to put something in your body to keep that job. So, and again, the hardest choices in life require the strongest will. It's not easy. It's not easy to go into the unknown. But what I can do is share the journey of Christ. If God puts you on a journey and you are faced with the hardest decision of your life, but it doesn't make sense that you have this inner calm. The previous version of you might be, very concerned about the job and the income and so on and so forth. But if you have this internal calmness, or you could say to yourself, which is a very powerful video I've done, many people resonate with this. If you are a person that's walking this journey, you must leave your hometown. And then you're going to have this inside of you. But you might have never left your hometown before. You have to leave it all. And this is scary. But there's an inner peace and calm that you know that everything's going to be all right. This is what we have to look for on our journey. In order to leave fear and go towards embodiment, what is the embodiment? It is the I am presence. God wants us to walk in our I am presence. And I've reached this place where I say, if I'm doing this, I have to just throw this out. This is like the best way that I could describe. Oh, you got this fit. Just throw it out in the trash. And people that are rooted in the fake matrix, I inspire other men walking this path. They show up like clowns all the time. You're going to see, if you are a man walking this path, the Jezebel spirits, they're going to throw themselves at you, brothers. They're going to throw themselves at you. And you say, I'm just going to, here she comes with all her body work, brothers, right? She's got all the body work done. She can't comprehend because she could manipulate other men, but she can't manipulate. And you just like it's trash. I don't even care. I don't even care. Anyone that resonates would like to share. You must be, it's sad that this is where the world is, because you're going to see this. You're going to see this on your journey. You're going to see every woman throw themselves at you, but the sacred, that's the moron that runs away. It is an inverted matrix. It is an inverted matrix. So you have to be focused. You have to be focused. And no matter what happens in the outer world, I understand there are going to still be people that don't get this right away, but it is the truth 100% of the time. Here's the job. Here is the backwardsness of relationships in the sick modern society. What you plug and play on this channel, plug and play. The hardest choices require the strongest will. All the time. All the time. Never flinched. You cannot lose focus. And then if you are on this, you will see that the matrix comes alive. The NPCs will show up. They'll show up and try to hit you up. When it's important, when you're trying to focusing on your work, all of a sudden they want to show. That's not love. That's a distraction. That's a distraction. So one of the things, and again, you could plug and play this on your journey. I've shared this with the community. Loyalty is royalty. There's a lot of jobs. They just want to use you like a human battery and toss you away. There's a lot of weak, worthless modern women that will parasite off of you, right? Because they manipulate the system. They stole half your pension, brothers, right? I have some friends that are out of their home that had to rent a home while their homes were stolen, right? Do you understand what's going on? I understand this is a global community. A lot of people don't understand what's going on in the United States. Starseed Cody writes 100%. You have to be focused. You have to you have to leave the whole world behind for a period of time. And then alignment comes in. This is a sick modern society. You could say others will not understand you. They're going to say, what is this guy or gal doing? You have to be strong. Every single time. I was, so the term is non-negotiable. And we have to be careful with our loyalty, Chris Mason, because a lot of people are putting loyalty to the wrong place. They're not putting loyalty towards real, actual love and relationships and companionships. And I've seen this. They put their loyalty, their worship to what's called a pendulum, a groupthink, a thought, a belief, a limiting belief. And it is just it's the makings of this world. It's the makings of this world. If you continue to watch this podcast, I'm going to show you how I am. I'm going to do something live on the air to prove a point. These things in life, they're very scary. If someone does not respect you, I've watched people be, as Chris Mason was writing before, you should be loyal to your husband or man or boyfriend, or you should be loyal to your wife or girlfriend or significant other or whatever it is. You should not be loyal to a fake political party. You should not be loyal to an idea that's on TV. Because the truth of the matter is, and I know a lot of people that are in spirituality and they say, oh, love can conquer all. But the fact of the matter is, in this sick world, is that it's still part of the illusion. And the shot was more powerful than love. Sometimes we need to get the truth in our life. There are very rare divine masculine like me in this world. Yesterday, I saw a post on Facebook, and I understood it in about 3.5 seconds, but most people don't. And it was showing a lion going into the water, and the post was that the crocodile took the lioness. And that lion went into that water and hunted over 20 crocodiles and didn't stop because his lioness was taken. Many people will never understand the passion that you have when you actually see these things. I've seen a lot over the past few years. The lion will never stop. You will never understand. I've lost it all. But the one thing that I have today is my soul. Even if I have to sit here alone, no matter what happens on the outside, I have my soul. And you have to become a man of principle. A man of principle cannot be moved. Period, the end. And when I saw that image of the lion coming out all wet with a crocodile in his mouth, that's what hits the heart. And the sickness of the world is that now you have people that they think that level of love and passion is weird. There are weak people in this world that think that level of love and passion is weird. And then the cycle continues. So what we were doing was breaking cycles. And humanity will either rise or go extinct in this window of time. I'm just delivering the message. I don't care if someone gets triggered by it. It's one of my top videos. This is an extinction event. And the extinction event is not coming from the comet smashing into the earth. It's not coming from the supermassive volcano. It's not coming from the aliens coming to blow us up. It's coming from that demented brain. It's you. If you want change in the world, you had to change yourself. And many people in this world, they don't want to do the inner work. No, they don't want to do the inner work, the healing. It is countdown to extinction. It really is. And all you could do is chill out about it. We're going to chill. And you have to be a man of principle. If you want to see me act it out live on the air, this is going to be a tremendous one today. Now you have to, no matter what, when you become non-negotiable to something, no matter what, even if say it doesn't make sense, you say, oh, it doesn't make sense. Why you got to do that for? Why you got to do that for? I got that a lot on my journey. A lot of people say, "Whoa, but why you got to do that for?" Because I must. Because I must. Regardless of what happens. Because if we're not living for ourselves and our integrity, what are we actually living for? Okay, so for me on my journey, if I say I'm going to do something, okay, it's going to be done. No matter what, it's going to be done. Too many distractions. No matter what. Just wanted my peace. I wanted to sit out here. You know, on the weekend, I do a lot here on this channel to teach people. And on the weekend, I love to have the beautiful podcast out here in the peaceful, with the peaceful palm trees. And you know, I get to look at the beautiful pond over here. But there was a lot of distractions before. And this was my goal. My goal was, this was what I wanted to do. So for a period of time on this podcast, I had to go into our world famous YouTube studios of our everyday lives, right? I had to go on the inside. But sometimes I like to be in nature. But there was so much noise out here before, it really couldn't be done. In the world in the past few years, there was so much noise, right? And there were humans that were attacking other humans because of their beliefs. Okay? And a lot of this comes from fear. A lot of this comes from fear. So we have to be the embodiment of the light warrior. I hope everyone is getting this message today. I teach lessons within lessons for anyone that's new. You could write it in the comments. I am the light warrior. You have to do the path of the warrior, right? This is what I wanted today, right? I had to go. I was thrown off, right? So people that have been watching my journey, they saw a man. They saw a man that stood up against tyranny. They saw a man that stood up against sabotage. It could be sabotage regardless of where you are in the journey. But you have to keep going. You have to keep going. And you say, I can't believe I'm doing this. I can't believe. I just wanted to be the quiet person, the man to live in peace. But you're going to have to go up against the whole world. And the whole reality, the whole world will come alive. People are going to think you're nuts. Prior to me coming live on the air today, I truthfully believe that music is the quantum, and especially in the past couple years, I've been going back to the quality songs, the quality music from the past, not the sick music that they have today. I have to culture the world. Anastasia, thank you so much for the super chat. The path is lonely, but move forward. Absolutely. I appreciate that. So in our lives, we're going to be faced with decisions, and there has to be this place. So before I went live, I was listening to one song, and then a song that I haven't been listening to popped up, and it was Seal, Crazy. We're never going to survive unless we get a little crazy. The people of the world are going to think you're crazy. You will never survive this event if you do not get a little crazy. Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? You will never survive unless we get a little crazy. You got to get a little crazy. But you're not actually crazy if you don't fit into a society that's sick in the brain, that's sick with morals, ethics, and values. I don't give up about what anyone thinks about me, because I was gaslit a couple years ago And look at the world right now. How you doing? Look at where I am. I have my soul. I have my health. There's people that are gonna say this. You're the bad person. Because you don't fit into the world. Because everyone else is taking it doesn't mean I gotta take it. I hope someone hits the like button and shares this video so someone in the world hears this that needs to hear it. You cannot bow down to anyone or anything. And you're going to, it's going to look to other people, the noise is back. At least I got outside. You're going to look to other people like you are crazy. How's the sound? I put something on the microphone, so it's supposed to block out the background sound, but now it's just a matter of my concentration. So just hit 555 if you still hear me correctly. Do you hear the background noise? All good. Okay. It better be. I paid a lot of money for this microphone. This you got to get the good stuff. If it's something of value, there's a lot of people. I inspire other people to do better in their life. Okay? This microphone cost a lot of money, but it is for my work, which is important. And so now, if it is working, it's serving the purpose of blocking the background noise that is trying to distract the teacher, but the teacher must push through the background noise. I'm trying to show people that I was determined to be outside for this message today, and it was going to get done. Years ago, right? So I'm going to give you an everyday life example. I was gaslit because I didn't want to drink alcohol at the club, right? But I was saving a lot of money. Do you understand how much money people will go to the club? I never understood this because it's all the ego, and they would spend money on a bottle and they could go sit in VIP. Meanwhile, everyone else, all the ladies were on the dance floor, fellas, right? But it's, you understand how it's all backwards? Only the egotistical fake women, right, that want to get your money, you're going to attract them up into VIP with your bottles of Al Ghul. Do you understand how this works? Meanwhile, right, we're just chilling on the dance floor. You will, so that is a microcosm of life. You have to stay away from parasitical women, and you have to only be open to the divine feminine that is actually true to herself. And you will see the opposite, ladies. Are you the divine feminine? I'm talking to you. A weak man doesn't like your strength. If you are a woman that could think for herself, oh, they're not going to. And I've seen this over the years. You know, I'm in the gyms over the years. And, you know, you're always going to see, because you're embarrassing a man. And they don't like that. Okay, the Lion Teach 444 writes absolute truth. No, we have to have the absolute truth. You have to have the absolute truth. So this became my embodiment, and we're all on a journey, and this is just the journey. And over the course of time, there is never a parasitical woman ever by me again, and you will connect with the divine feminine, women that could think for themselves. If you are a man, you need a woman that could think for herself. If she can't, she belongs to the matrix, fellas. And in this matrix, in this system, they're not looking for love. They're looking to siphon your money, your pension. So what you see in the world, what's going on, it's that sick modern society. Taylor Lee. So I was just talking about this. I do zero walking on the treadmill. All of my walking is out barefoot in nature. Do it bare. If you walk on the treadmill with rubber soles on, again, it's the mindset of the matrix. I have to look at the machine to see how many calories. It's not about how many calories you burn. It's how much you raise your vibrational frequency. I have different modalities of life, I live my life differently. The weak-minded people of society, they go say, oh, well, that's crazy. That's weird. I have to burn calories. You have no clue what you're actually doing. So if you go on the treadmill and you have rubber soles on and you're walking, and you can burn calories and stuff, but when you go out in nature and now you're walking barefoot and you are building an electrical charge, and you have piezoelectricity going up your bones, the strengthening, you have to be strong. So there, and there's been a lot of things already that has been shown. People that are disconnected, if you're disconnected from yourself, so many people are disconnected, and that physically can even be shown as the weakness in the bones. So any aspect of life, you will be called to make tough decisions. And we all have to make these tough decisions. And, you know, when I always refer to my father, you know, he just has a knack, simple things in life. And my father would always say, everything just works out. Everything just works out. And, you know, that is the representation of your journey with God. And, you know, I go back and forth, and sometimes we have to press against our father. And, you know, when this was all coming up, I saw things, see, like, this is how we work, the Father and the Son. And I saw things that maybe he didn't see at the time. And he said, no, but you gotta, and he knew I shouldn't take that thingy. And, but he said, no, you can't, you're working with the kids. You got to do this. He didn't see like other things that were going on. And I said, but this system is not actually serving our kids. This system is sick. And, you know, he didn't see it at the time. Now he does. So there are times in life where we have to press against our Father. And this is the strengthening that our Father gives us. The season when you wrestle with God, it's the same thing. But most of the journey of life, the great things that I got from my father that inspired me to keep me going. And my father always told me everything works out. And at the time, it doesn't look like things are working out. You know, the censorship of speaking the truth. And he tells me, you're one man doing this by himself. These other people, they have all this other crap. One man doing it by himself. When you press forward with the inexhaustible belief in God, the inexhaustible belief in yourself, you will never succumb to anything. Time and time again, I say to I can't believe I'm doing this. And the hardest choices in life require the strongest will, because the will beats the skill. The skillful matrix, it's very skillful, but over the course of time, the truth always lasts. The truth always lasts. And all the fake stuff falls to the ground. So it is it is big booms today. I'm so grateful for the community support. And I hope that this bold conversation, we need bold conversations in our everyday life. And you got to be tough, kid. You got to be tough. And don't apologize for being tough. Because if you do, if you shrink yourself, all of these things I've been talking about recently, you could click subscribe and check that out. You cannot keep yourself small anymore. You got to be the light warrior, kid. You got to be the light warrior, kid. Be the light. Wield the sword of truth, the fire sword of truth. All of these things, this is what we have to get. We have to become the embodiment of the fire sword of truth. We have to become the embodiment of the path of the warrior. It's the embodiment of. And anything that gets in your way, it turns to dust, especially this year. It's consumed by the fire this year, the fire horse. We are the horsemen of the apocalypse. What is the apocalypse? It is the great revealing. Horsemen, saddle up. At the end of the day, all you got is your soul. So don't sell out, kid, for nothing, for nothing. And again, it might not be the popular thing in the world. There's a lot of weak-minded people in the world. I see other content creators sharing it as well in recent, because this energy is riveting this year throughout. And they're all saying, you know, I've never seen war zones like in the comment section. People bickering back and forth. You could say, oh, I hope you have a great day. Well, who do you think you are to have a great? It's the are you seeing this backwards behavior? People going Looney Tunes. Looney Tunes is actually a Mandela effect. Remember Looney Tunes? That doesn't exist. It's tunes now. Tunes, not Toons. Your reality is fake. I know. You're going to be curled up in the fetal position very soon. You have to be sealed in the forehead at this time. This was a biblical time. You got to be sealed in the forehead. So I'm so grateful. Jen remembers tunes, Toons. Okay, check out my full video on the Mandela effect. The Mandela effect is going to really inspire you to realize that this world, and when you realize the moral of the story is, this is supposed to be fun. We're supposed to be playing a game. Do you want to play the game with me? Oh yeah, baby. We're supposed to be playing a game. People in this world are too serious. Why so serious, son? No, we're supposed to be playing a game. The game of life. Full of love. Full of abundance. I gave it a code. 888. Assert dominance. I appreciate you all. So let me know in the comments. What up, Doc? Yeah, Bugs Bunny teaches us about the spiritual awakening journey. Don't go down there. It's dark. It is dark down there. So I hope that throughout this message, I raise your vibrational frequency. We're going to raise it up real high. And when you raise yourself up so high, you're on a new timeline, and all the negativity down here, it doesn't affect you anymore. So, and I hope I inspired you. I wanted it to be this way, but I'm grateful for everyone that made it through this entire podcast. There's constant, and this is a microcosm of this journey. It's constant curves and swerves. It's constant distractions. But I had a goal today, and I accomplished that goal. It didn't matter how much noise, how much stuff. And even though when I mean, you know the schedules, you know the days it's supposed to be, but all of a sudden there's distractions. So I thought it was all of a sudden the world comes alive. The world will come alive. It's time for peace. And those in the past few years, you fought for your peace. The fighting is over, and now it's time to relax. So I'm grateful for all you that resonated with this. If it deeply hits your soul, I'm so grateful if you hit that like button. It's really been a great support. There's some people that complain about it, but they don't want to see people expand. So I'm so grateful if you hit that like button. It's really been helping in the past past week. Grateful for everyone that has found us. Hit me up on Facebook. We have posts and reels and everything going on Facebook as well, TikTok, Patreon, Instagram. Utilize the hashtag #OurEverydayLives, and you could share this video and really visit the comment section. It's literally a microcosm of what's happening in the world. And it also helps other people. So if you leave a comment of your experience in the comment section, it assists other people. And if you are new, you could click that little circle of my face there where I'm out on the beach, and you could open up the channel page. I love seeing in YouTube Studio, people are visiting some of my older videos. They're there waiting for you. And you could see how this journey plays out before I get off. And I'm so grateful for everyone that's really stuck by my side this entire time. And this is what I really wanted to say earlier. I got so much I got to say. Last night, I stumbled across a video. I usually put a video in prelude to the podcast, an older video, okay, for those that see those in the pinned comments. And it was from 5 years ago. And it was relevant. And I was listening to it. And I couldn't listen to it because I was moving too slow. And but it's going to resonate with certain people at that level. You know, back 5 years ago, there was so much unknown, and I was living through it. And the moral of the story was, you must push through fear. I pushed through fear, and now I am the embodiment of. But the strength that I had to keep showing up, even though the world was collapsing, even though you're losing everything, even though you're dealing with sabotage, knives being stuck in your back, you keep going, kid. And so that was something I saw that video and I said, I couldn't even listen to it. So I'm grateful for everyone that has stuck through me, with me throughout the years. Taylor Lee 999. It's over, kid. Thank you so much for the super chat. I'm so grateful for the support. I love you all. And in life, you're going to be given a decision, a choice. And you're going to say, I can't believe I'm doing this. And you're going to do it anyway. And that's what I did. And you're going to do it anyway. And I'm telling you, at the end of the life, you're going to say, I'm so grateful that I did it. I'm so great. And I could say that today. I'm so grateful that I did it. So powerful one today. If you're live, you missed rewatch. The will beats the skill 100% of the time. I am the defender of our everyday lives. No matter what comes your way, light warriors, just keep going. I love you guys.